no swinging your fists at a stone wall, brother. And using your brain. That's what the man wants you to do. Look at you. What makes you ashamed of being black?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the House of Motion Studios, and I am your host, Garrett, and we back with another video, man. Asian Americans break silence on the power of black Americans. We have our Asian people here in America who's saying, hey, man, you know what? They the only one. You know what? They the only ones to sit back and wait for a long time too, and then they'll speak after everybody have said something and see what the right way to do it. That's what I think the Asians do. They've sat back. Hold on, man. Hold on. You know how they do it. Analyzing the situation. The Hispanics did it wrong. We won't go at the blacks. We will go peaceful. We will make friends with the blacks. The rest of you guys did it so wrong. Didn't you see that these people have been through everything we're going through? We're going to side with them. Yeah, I think that's the smart answer. Yeah, we're going with the blacks. That's what some of these Asian people are doing. Which is smart. They waited though, because this thing been going on for at least about a year. Trump been in office at least a year. They set. And then they popped out. And they popping out with us. Let's see what they got going on, man. Let's see what the Asians are saying.
If you start listening to black people and become pro-black as well. I'm not talking about individual Asian advancement where you play pick-me to white people, cater to them, make yourself smaller for them, maybe marry one of them, and then move up in society that way. No, that's not what I'm talking about. When you're interested in the liberation of the Asian American collective and in Asians around the world freeing themselves, and specifically to Asian Americans because we are a relatively new ethnic group in America, you realize that black Americans have been liberating themselves for as long as they have been here, for over 400 years. You look at the way that they ostracize the pick-me's in their community, the Candace Owens, you can see what happened with Onyeka, the Danish deception girl. Black people, and specifically black women, did not let them off the hook. Candace Owens can no longer go.
We hold our own people accountable. If we, as a collective, see you doing a lot of yeah, we're going to call it out and disown you. Yeah, you get over there with the Whitlocks and the Candace Owens and the Anton Daniels. Yeah, you gonna go over there with them. And the Myron Gaines. Y'all gonna go over there with them. Yeah, we get rid of them quickly.
Go to black people for any kind of support or help because as a collective, they have disowned her. Why are Asians not doing more of that? Look at the way that black people have created their own spaces, created their own communities throughout American history. Even when white people have gone and tried to destroy them, they have managed to create their own culture, their own language. They're protective of those spaces. They embrace their ethnic features and hair texture instead of just doing whatever Karen is doing. And this, I'm talking generally. I'm not saying that every black American is like this. I'm saying that a lot of them are, and that the general sentiment that I get from that community is that they are proud to be who they are. So if you're Asian and you're thinking, I want to be able to wear my cheapao to school. I don't like it when people gentrify my food after making fun of it my entire childhood. I don't like being fetishized, and I will not marry someone who does that to me. When you start thinking this way, you just look right on over to black people, and they've already had those thoughts. They've already done the same thing. You just do it in your own Asian flavor. And this doesn't even get into the fact that our liberation is all tangled up in each other. Like all the minorities in the US and in the world, overthrowing white supremacy is like a collective effort. And black people have been telling us this since we got here. I'm just hoping that if I say it, then maybe you will listen. When you become pro-Asian.
I'm mad at Asian Americans because why are we so smart but so silent? What's with the silence? I suspect that if we opened our mouths, we would side with black people and other brown people as the real American heroes. Yeah, we're brown, not white. But this would disrupt the white supremacy brainwash we're caught in. And deep down, we hate ourselves for siding with whiteness. We know they're wrong. Our silence is the sound of us hating ourselves. But that's the Squid Game trap that they set for us, an Asian American matrix that messes with our reality. And it's all based on hating black people. You know, the ones we're all secretly trying to copy, even the white peoples.
Yep.
White supremacy isn't smart, but it's tricky like that. You like being tricked? I don't know any Asians who put up with that. We gotta decolonize ourselves and find Asian joy. Therein lies our voice.
You know,
Okay, now when you think about it, when you think about your moves, I gotta give it up for the Asians. Let's give it up for the Asians. Instead of jumping out there crazy and saying stuff and then regretting it, because you're gonna need an ally. You're gonna need an ally. And what I think a lot of people don't understand is the best ally to have in America is black. Yeah, it's black. You want to know why? Because if you're trying to stay here, you're going to need some type of alliance with us. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. You want true Americans out there fighting for you? Have black people. Your voice will be heard. Trust me. It will be heard. Because this black American thing is different, man. It's different. If you really look at it, we gotta love our ancestors. I love my ancestors that fought and did everything that they did in this country. Every last one of them. Because what they fought for and what we secretly looking at, I want to be real serious here. If you really think about it, who are the real Americans? Who can't get deported nowhere? That's your citizen right there. That's why we call ourselves Foundation on Black Americans, because we got the best paperwork in the planet. Unmovable. Even if you tried to move us, where would you move us to? Man, this is our fucking home. More than any other group. Let me let him finish, man. Let's continue.
Now, I'm not going to deny that there have been instances of tension between the Black and Asian community. There have been individuals in each of our communities that have caused harm onto one another. At the same time, and most importantly, by and large, both communities want to work together and build towards a better future.
Preach.
And let's take a look at history. The abolishment of the Chinese Exclusion Act was largely due to Black civil rights leaders advocating for it, which led to the passing of the Hart-Celler Act in 1965. And there have been leaders such as Yuri Kochiyama and Grace Lee Boggs who have stood side by side with the Black community fighting for the liberation of Black people. And for years, the Japanese American leaders have used reparations given to Japanese Americans after Japanese internment as justification for why the Black community should also receive reparations. So yeah, like any community and people, we have differences, but there's a hell of a lot more love.
Why?
Say, man, that's crazy, because I've done a lot of these videos, man. I've done a lot of these videos on other groups that talk about Black Americans. And you know what's crazy, man? This video right here is the only video where let me say my words correctly. It's not the only video, because I do get African videos, African people like TA and what's them twin sisters. They got a good view on Black Americans, and I know they from over there somewhere. I don't know, but they got great channels, so I can't say that. But outside of being Black, the only other group who has been speaking correctly as a whole group, their loud people, is with us. Well, it seems that way, y'all. It seems that way because, like I said, it's the first time I'm seeing and hearing the Asians. And they all speaking from logic, like the same thing I would do. Like if I was somewhere else and I'm like looking at the situation, I will side with them people, because, you know, man, like, come on, like, why we can't act like we don't know what the history is and can see what history done and who done the history and everything, and then South, it just don't seem right, man. Even they own don't side with them. They with us too. So it's like,
Why do they think they're white?
Okay, I wish I could stitch that video, but basically that person is asking that this person wants to know why so many Korean Americans try so hard to be white. Or in other words, why do so many Korean Americans try so desperately hard to be accepted by white people, and why do we think that we will benefit from white supremacy? And the answer is US imperialism. It's always US imperialism. Particularly migration pathways that were carved out by military occupation. So let me explain. When I was really young, my mom used to always tell me, oh, if you go to Korea, if you live in Korea, people there are going to hate you. And I remember that confusing me so much as a kid, because why would they hate me without knowing me? And so I tried to, press her for an answer, and she would just say, oh, it's for no reason. They're just jealous that you get to live in the US. Flash forward, when I'm in school or college and I'm taking Asian American studies courses, classes in critical race studies, and I'm like, oh, I get it now. A lot of us already know the US is not this benevolent country that takes care of its citizens, let alone immigrants, indigenous people, even its own veterans. And abroad, the US terrorizes the global South through military occupation and other means, which includes Korea. You don't ever hear about or see people in Korea, Korean people in Korea, protesting US occupation, but it's there. And there's still this dream or hope of both Koreas one day reuniting or being reunified. Very generally speaking, more recent Korean immigration into the US, or maybe I should say from the 1970s onwards, these are people who have the means to. They have the money, the capital, the resources, the social connections, and maybe even more importantly, they want to come and live here. So are the people who resent the US for imposing themselves into the homeland, dividing the nation into two, and in the process separating families forever, are they going to want to uproot their lives to live in the country responsible for that pain and suffering and ultimately this loss of self-determination? Or are the people who sympathize with the US and view the country as this welcoming, benevolent nation, as the saviors almost for coming into the war, are they going to be the ones to want to move and live here? The people that immigrated are probably people who sympathized with US involvement in the war and who also subscribed to the idea of the American dream. And generally speaking, tended to be of the ruling class. And they get here, they either become disillusioned by it, the American dream, and start to question the ideas they've been told, or they hang on to it even tighter and blame other groups of people, other groups of marginalized people, for not being able to self-actualize this dream. This is just coming from my experience, observation.
See, these motherfuckers can say it a different way, but it's still the same. So I need to take back what I said earlier in the video. They doing it too. they tell their kids the same thing. She just basically told me everything. Okay, I get it. So they just know how to hide. They just know how to hide and they're not disrespectful people, but they are disrespectful people. You see what I'm saying? It's like
things that I've learned as a Korean American who has family members.
I thought I could trust the Asians. They're the same. I guess we all the same.
On both ends of the political spectrum. But, and again, I'm simplifying things a lot, but I also think that
I've been seeing a lot more content about Black and Asian solidarity, so I wanted to share my story. Before I was embraced by Asian folks, I found a sense of belonging in the Black community first. It's where I learned about brotherhood and camaraderie, and also how to rap. And even now, as someone who's unapologetically Asian as fuck, my love and respect remains the same. Because honestly, if the Black community in Atlanta didn't support me and encourage me to rap when I was a teen, I probably wouldn't be an artist right now. By the way, these type of cultural exchanges have been happening way before me, and it's more common than you think. So don't let social media make you think we're all against each other.
Asian people in the US are so weird, liking white people more than their own people.
Think of it like this. When COVID hit, remember all the anti-Asian rhetoric that was going around America? Now imagine that energy stretched over a lifetime. Growing up, I'd hear that Asian men are not attractive, we only know how to do math, we can't drive, we have the funny accents, the slanty eyes. It's really hard, given all of that, to grow up as an Asian man in America and be proud of who you are. Now imagine coming home and the people in your house are Asian parents who don't express their emotions, who lay hands on you, who don't ever apologize, who make you feel less than for not wanting to be a doctor or engineer. Mine also called me stupid. Oh, you'll never get into this school. You'll never do this. Look
Damn, that's crazy. That's what's going on in the Asian shit. God damn. So you got a bunch of Joe Jacksons, huh? So in that you. What was that? What the fuck you doing that doing, girl? Don't be doing that. Scared me, man. Shit. I'm like, who the fuck? What the fuck was that?
at my friend's son and what he's doing. And so when both your indoor and outdoor environments make you question your self-worth, of course you're going to try and be someone else. I think that's human nature. And in America, what group do you look towards? White people. They are the heroes in all the movies, they're on all the magazines. It is very easy to put them on a pedestal, which I did, admittedly.
But so, you know, those are movies. What about the history of the countries you came to? You didn't want to look and see how they became who they became? Like, come on, my Asian. You're supposed to be smart, but you sound, I'm gonna do what your father. You stupid. Nah, I'll just fuck with y'all. I just had to throw that was funny, man. I thought that was funny. I thought it was hilarious because he said his dad called him stupid, so I called him stupid. So it's like jokes that backfired 1-on-1. Look in your face ass.
And my story isn't unique. Now, these days, I am proud of who I am and my heritage and my facial structure, but it took a long time and a lot of personal growth and a lot of help from cultural phenomena like K-pop. There is so much more to say about this topic, like, for example, how a lot of Asian Americans don't feel connected to their extended families because they're not Asian enough, or how I in college saw up close white people with their close families and how that impacted me. But I want to keep it short. I hope this helps you and other Asians who didn't grow up in America understand us better.
So, unlike this platform, on Threads, you can kind of tell who I am, especially if you click on my profile picture, but it's not super obvious. And earlier today, I made a post.
She's a gay Asian. Why did I say that, y'all? Am I being crazy? Because I mean, she got the she got the band on her hand, on her what's name? That's a rainbow. So I'm guessing she's with the coalition, right?
Text only saying, in addition to being a first class athlete, Taylor Townsend is part of one of the most educated demographics in the United States. That other one is just a sore loser. And a commenter, a white guy, came back with Taylor Townsend is an Asian. So how about you run those statistics again with master's degrees and doctorate degrees? And you know I'm not going to stand for that. So I came back with, as an Asian American, how about I run statistics for bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and doctorate degrees on your demographic? And his response was deleted so fast. But it's not the first time on Threads that a white commenter has started to argue with me in a way that makes it clear that they assume I'm black. And that's always a reminder to me how comfortable they are in the assumption that the only people who support black people are black people, and at how comfortably they reach for Asian American identity to weaponize against black Americans. And part of me feels like if you're a white person who's going to pull that garbage, then stand 10 toes down on it. Don't be a coward and delete it when you're called.
Damn. Okay, I need to give it back. I'm gonna give it back to you. All right, Asians. I give it back to you. My bad, because I took it back. I took it away from you. I'm giving it back to you.
Called out. On the other hand,
listen, man, more of them that I've seen, bro, is speaking for on our side now. I don't see what everybody see. I can only tell y'all what I see. All right, and this is the first video I've seen of Asians speaking on these matters. So, and they all speaking kind of nice on black people's side. So if that's all I see, should my antennas have some grace for this group of people? I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen them, but we all know they're kind. They're not loud. They don't go out of their way to disrespect people. And that's a fucking good trait to have as a fucking group of people, man. Now that I'm thinking about it. That's a good trait to have. Because I can't see them as being disrespectful, out of their way disrespectful. You know, everybody got their own pride if you say something to them in their face and they going to do what they got to do. But I don't see them go out of their way to shit on really nobody. Like, I don't really see it at all. Like, kind of hard to know who their enemy is. It's probably us. But to be honest, it's probably us. That's why. All right, man, let me stop. Sometimes I get to talking, y'all, and I get way off the subject. So I'm already at 20 minutes. I'm about to stop this video. But I'm going to let her finish her deal.
Part of me is glad that commenter knew well enough to be deeply embarrassed that he had to try to use the education levels of Asian Americans to challenge the education levels of Black women because his demographic is too mediocre to even enter the conversation.
Whoa.
Y'all want to know something that nobody's ready for in 2025 except for those who already...
That's a blow. That's a nice blow. That is a nice blow.
seem to fucking know it. Black people, they are the aboriginals of every continent.
That's what I was fucking saying. Look who's saying it, y'all. The Asians. The first time look, come on, man. The Asians got to be cool, bro. Like, come on, man. At least the Asian Americans are cool on my book, y'all. They got a good slate over here. With me, they do, bro. Like, I ain't seen it. Unless somebody can send me some videos of Asians talking crazy about Black people, bro. Like, I haven't seen it, bro. I just haven't seen it. They are allied to me at this point in time in my life. Right now, they are. That's all I gotta say, bro. Like, I ain't seen no bad shit on them, bro, talking crazy about Black people. I haven't. I haven't seen them talk bad about FBAs.
Dark-skinned people are the aboriginals of every continent. Native Americans migrated over the ice bridge from Siberia, that would be Asia, and became what we now know as Native Americans.
Say, man.
Yes,
I got Asians. I'm rocking with the Asian, man. I knew it was a reason why I love Wu-Tang. I know it.
They lived off the land. Yes, they knew how to give back to it, so therefore they should be considered indigenous. But the people who were on that land before them and the ice bridge even formed were Black people. Black people also built pyramids on every continent. That's why there are pyramids on every continent.
It was Black and Asians here, man. That's what it was, man. Because you got the Native Americans, from Siberia? Was it Siberia? Forgot the name. I should be listening. But them ones who turned into the fucking Native Americans.
The Buddha was a dark-skinned man. The Chinese...
You lying. Buddha was not Black, Miss Asian. Like, come on now. Was Buddha Black? Hold the fuck on. Is Buddha Black? I might have to get on that.
We have a lot of trouble denying that we come from melanin. We do. We've tried. We have not succeeded. The difference between us and every other group is that we can admit to the fact that we came from melanin. Why can't everybody else?
I don't know.
It's not erasure to say that Black people were the aboriginals of every country. We're not saying you didn't exist. We're saying you came after. What's so hard to understand? Just like me saying that Koreans came from China. It's not me saying that they don't have their own culture. That's how all of these Korean nationalists took it in my comments. Oh, you're saying we don't have our own culture or genetic identity?
No.
No. I'm saying that culture and genetic identity came from us. If you are not tapped in, and you don't talk to marginalized groups, and haven't spent any time with them, y'all gonna be offended by what I'm saying. Some of y'all only research your own identity, and that's it. And that's the only content you make besides your matcha. So, I don't care who I have to lose, what followers. I already warned people when I got the big video, right? That I'm not the nice Asian. You're gonna find a reason to dislike me. This may be one of them. Trying to be seen keeps us from opening our eyes. Black people were here first. Black people were here first. Black people were here first. And whoever that pisses off needs to leave my channel, needs to block me. All the above. Koreans, their genetics, their culture came from the Chinese. From what is now known as China. Where did the Chinese come from? Black people. And if y'all are upset with any of this information, go away!
Why do Asian people hate being asked, where are you from?
They get the same game.
See that? See this collective, it's because we've all had that question. Where am I from? Is the answer Los Angeles good enough?
Whoa,
no.
never.
Where are you really from? Like, do you want to know which suburb of Los Angeles? Is that what you mean? No. Like, where are you really from? Dude, just ask me, what is my ethnicity, if you really want to know? But it annoys me.
But it's the why.
Why?
Why do you need
Why
to
is
know?
it important? You know why it's important? Because you want to tell me how much you love K-pop. Because you want to tell me, 안녕하세요. Because you want to be able to say something. And I understand. It's not to say that people aren't just genuinely interested in you or like want to get to know you.
1%.
But I feel like if somebody genuinely wants to get to know you, these things will come out in conversation anyway. I don't know any Korean person that in the first maybe 10 sentences doesn't proclaim, oh, I'm Korean. Let me take you to my favorite Korean restaurant or whatever. If it comes up in conversation, don't worry. Like, we'll tell you, you'll know. And we'll probably volunteer it if you give us enough time. I mean, and when I say enough time, like 3 minutes, maybe. That's all I need. I'll tell you. And then they get so offended, right? Where are you from? I'm from LA. Where are you really from? Well, I'm like really from LA. No, but like really, I'm from those two people. Yeah. That's where I'm really, really from. Those two people right there. That's where I'm from.
When they used to ask where my parents were from, I sometimes used to just lie. Be like, also from LA. I thought you were going to say like, I just wanted to be so contrarian. You know what I mean? Like really stick it to them. Like, why can't I be from here? Because I don't know how well educated you are, but like your family's not from here either.
Right. Well, and that of course plays into the perpetual foreigner myth, right? There's no way I could be from LA. Look at my face. I can't be from Los Angeles, even though I was born and raised in Los Angeles. But you know what I mean. Yeah. No, what do you mean?
Let's ignore the fact that Koreatown's like a third of Los Angeles.
What do you mean? I don't look like I could be from here.
Popping they shit. Popping they shit.
I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and she went to a gathering, right? These people are Asian, right? But there are two white guys. Someone brought the Malona ice cream. The girl, who's Asian, goes, ew, is it an Asian ice cream? And then she'd make comments like, I wouldn't know because I don't have an Asian friend. She made another comment that said something like, this feels like a whole bunch of Asians playing with two super smart white guys, playing a word game, some shit like that. It's so cringe seeing Asian people try to cater to white people. Asian people act like proximity to whiteness makes them superior. You can literally feel the energy shift when someone has internalized racism. It's this weird mix of embarrassment, superiority, and I'm not like those other Asians vibes. And honestly, it's painful to watch. I've seen it so many times.
Okay, who's the second? Then Africans, Arabs, Chinese, Japanese.
What?
All of them.
You got issue with the Asians?
Yeah.
Why?
Asians don't like us. See, right now in Japan.
Why are you basing that off of not liking us instead of... So you just don't like them because they don't like us?
When I'm saying they don't like us, right? When they come into our neighborhoods, they take advantage of us. When they come into our, when we interact with them, they look at how they can take an advantage over us. They're not looking at us to be a peaceable people, okay? They're not looking at us for that. So they look at us as an enemy the minute they come here. So I can't affiliate with them because they're not looking for us to get better. They want us to be on the bottom. So I can't fuck with them. In the Bible,
because they invest in stores and stuff like that in our community. What that's how you look at it. You don't like the
look at what they do to us right now in Asia. They are imitating us going to jail. They're imitating us getting locked up, imitating us getting shot. They make fun of us, put us in blackface. These are what the Asian races do to us.
Would you allow an Asian to become an Israelite?
Hell no. No, The only way you could be an Israelite, you see the first thing I asked you what your daddy was?
Yeah.
You said Jamaican. Let's say for the sake of argument, you said your daddy was Asian. I say, Queens, we're going to do this interview. but you ain't my people.
All right, man. I'm gonna end it on this one, man. I'm gonna end it on this one. I don't know, man. Seem like everybody's going through the same thing, man. Seems like everybody's getting hit with the same thing, and we not paying attention to it because we getting hit with the same thing, and other people getting hit with the same thing, bro. Like it's crazy to think you so unique, but no, nigga, you're more in line and inclined with a lot of people. You're not as different as you think you are, man. That's kind of what I'm getting out of some of these videos. It's like a lot of us are screaming the same thing. We just need to say it together. And then then we like we can find it and say like, who doing this to us? What's happening? Why are we all feeling like it's been done to us? So who's really doing it to us? Because if you feel that way and I feel that way and then you feel that way and then you feel that way, why are we all feeling the same way? Who is it doing it to us? Like, who doing what to us? And why are we doing it this way? And why are we all feeling like the same pressure and the same everything? I can pull up a video of another group feeling the same thing. I'm like, oh, so who's holding you down? Who's holding you down? Man, we all just holding ourselves down? Like, I don't know, man. I'm going to end it with that one, man. This is the House of Motion Studio, and I am your host, Garrett. We going to figure it out one day. We going to figure it out, man. We going to figure it out. Have a good one, man.